morning, G1. Happy Wednesday. Let's go ahead and look at your jobs for today. So really quickly, I just want to go ahead and remind everyone that Miss Walsh is going to be in conferences all this week. So please keep in mind, if you need help, the best time to get support, get your questions answered, anything of that sort is going to be office hours time, 11:30 to 12:30. Please come if you have questions, because that's when I'm going to be able to best help and support you. Looking at our jobs for today, again, it is Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. We're going to start off by talking about abstract nouns for our morning work. We've talked before about abstract nouns, and it's been a while since then, but we know a noun is a person, place, or thing, and an abstract noun is going to be that thing. Instead of it being a thing that we can touch, hear, see, or feel, it's going to be something a little bit more out of touch. It's going to be something that, like I said, you cannot touch, see, or feel, or even hear. Rather, it's going to be abstract. And so you're going to see things like knowledge, happiness. It's going to be things that somebody can feel inside, or something that's inside a person. And so you're going to see, for example, knowledge, happiness, and wisdom. Those are going to be abstract nouns. And so your job is to go ahead and determine which of these words in these sentences over here are going to be abstract nouns. All right. After you complete your morning work, you are going to have your journal, and it is Words of Wisdom Wednesday. We are going to have our quote today from Roald Dahl. He is going to be the author of many famous books. I have some included over here. We have Matilda, we have James and the Giant Peach, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And so his quote is, "Those who don't believe in magic will never find it." Roald Dahl. Your job is to respond to the quote with 5 to 6 sentences explaining what you think it means and how it applies to you as a learner. And then you're going to go ahead. You have sentence frames and starters over here on the right as needed. Do you have to use those? No, you do not, but they are there if you would like them. Alrighty. Then we have our Zoom, 9 o'clock. After our Zoom wraps up, we are going to continue our informational writing, lesson 8, part 4. We're going to talk about this a little bit more in Zoom, so I can give you guys more explicit directions of what this is going to look like. But you're going to go ahead, you're going to start off by taking a picture of your notes, and you're going to insert it here. We are going to be researching about your animal's adaptations. And so you can see that there's many different adaptations that your animals have. So for example, this fennec fox right here, their ears are really large, so that way they can hear from great distances. And then we can see our friend over here, the bird, has a beak that allows it to kind of pick at its food. It looks like chopsticks, and so it really allows it to just kind of pick in that shallow water. Then we can see over here we have camouflage, right? This helps this creature hide so that way it can get its prey. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about your animal's adaptations. What parts of its body, what features does it have in order to make life easier? So think about body coverings. Does it have fur? If it has fur, why does it need fur? If it has really small ears, why does it have really small ears? And so think about things like that when you are looking for your animal's adaptations. Then you're going to go ahead, you're going to click on the Google form. You're going to insert your name, the name of your animal, and you're going to share 3 facts you found about your animal's adaptations. And so you're going to be able to find at least 3 for each animal. Again, it could be anything from They create a den to stay warm, or they do this to stay cool, and so on. So just keep that in mind while you are doing your research for today. Then you're going to have a break. When you come back from your break, you're going to be talking about spelling. Our spelling for this week is going to be the sounds of C and G. Remember, C makes two sounds, so it makes the hard C, k, k, and it also makes a soft C, s. Then we have a G that makes two sounds. We have a hard G, 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 and we have a soft G, j, j, j. And so keep that in mind when you guys are using these words in sentences, as well as the spelling of these words. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to write a sentence for each of these words: dance, edge, cage, spicy, slice, and you can hear like cage, cage, and then hear spicy, C, right? And so you can hear that soft C and hard C here, as well as with edge and cage, or yeah, edge and cage. So keep that in mind again while you are doing that. Then we have our elements of poetry. We are going to talk more about this in Zoom today. You're going to go ahead, you're going to click on the orange book, and you are going to see that you have a poem. Your poem for today is Since Hannah Moved Away. You can go ahead, you can listen to it right here. Miss Walsh will read it to you. Then, after you have finished reading or listening to that poem, you are going to respond to these questions. You might look at these words, stanzas, lines, rhyme scheme. I'm not entirely sure. We are going to go over that in Zoom today. We are going to talk about the structures of poems, so that way when we come to this poem, you guys will feel ready to answer these questions. Then we're going to go ahead, lunchtime. When we come back from lunch, we are going to be continuing our conversation about unit fractions and parts of a whole. So we're going to continue to practice that so you guys feel super duper confident. Our unit fractions, remember, our numerator or top number is always going to be 1. It's going to be one part of the whole. So your numerator is always, always, always going to be 1. And then your denominator is going to be your total amount of pieces. So keep that in mind for this job. Then you're going to go ahead for slide number 2. It's going to be the same exact thing that you guys did yesterday. You're going to tell me the number of equal parts, the number of parts that are shaded, and then the fraction that represents the shaded parts. Slide number 3, you're going to go ahead. Now you're going to take that same idea, but now you're going to go ahead. You are going to give me the fraction yourself based off of what you see here. So remember, your numerator are the pieces you have or you're given, and that's represented with these shaded areas. Then you're going to make sure that your denominator is all your pieces together, okay? Finally, you're going to have I ready math and then cleanup. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, D1.